Love, crazy 8th grade, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the sit this, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis like. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are Shirley Cole. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backward. Who be the leaders of discussion when the topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted jewels you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews on Anne Rice. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or Death Star. So far removed from the drama, we don't notice harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a distance. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. A merry band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. You are now tuned in to Blur's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it is your man Chris Fury from Blerds, Eyeview. Thank you. This is Thursday, so we got you through the week, I hope. Thank you for tuning in. For those who are new here, thank you for joining us and watching us. Check us out on YouTube and everywhere you listen to your podcast. And be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell to catch us live at all those different times on Tuesdays and Thursdays and interviews in between. And for those who are returning members, thank you. You know what it is. We like to have some fun. And let's get this ship launched. Lady Mandalore,
Hi.
what's going on, my love?
Hi. Not much. I would like to shout out Mianetto. They have a lovely non-alcoholic prosecco. It's delightful. It's delightful. If you have to go to work in the morning and you want to feel like you could throw back a whole bottle, Mianetto. It's lovely. It's lovely.
I guess that's our new sponsor. So hey, there it is. Whoopty freaking dudes in the building.
Yeah. Hey everybody.
Nail Queen.
Nothing much, girl. Just 2 more days and then a day off. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Coming back to reclaim his throne since DC showed him up. It's the next chaos team up.
Hi.
I'm real regular. in these streets. I don't know why.
Is that what they call it?
Gotta be all that.
Because you extra, baby. That we wouldn't have you no other way.
Yeah,
Look
that's
what
how
I
it-
found in a blind box.
Oh,
Doesn't that
well.
feel perfect timing?
how serendipitous. For those who ain't seen that, we'll be talking about Agatha All Along later on. Let's just say I called it. Our very own boots on the ground, Tafari TV's in the building. What's happening?
All right.
So couldn't send none of that hurricane wind to Texas. You just hate both states. I get it, God. Thanks.
Look,
Is it
it's
still hot there?
Yes, which I watched that bitch go up this way and be like, psych, we're just gonna go bust a hard left. Also,
for
welcome to
those
the
that
Thousand
are
Double
down
O
in
show.
for those who are in Florida, our prayers are with you. We can't do anything ourselves, but we hope you hunker down if you couldn't get out, and we hope you, if you could get out, that you're safe. I actually have a couple buddies down there, and he's actually texted me and said, yeah, he's in Georgia, he's fine. So I hope for those your loved ones are safe. Climate change is real. I don't know what else to say about that. We're in Cleveland and it's 40 degrees. Sucked all the wind out up here. So
Yeah, it's too cold up here.
yeah.
It's
Sucked all.
cold.
It's still 80 degrees down here.
Look, it chose where it wanted to go. It's like, y'all didn't believe me, but here we go. Other than that, I finally was able to pick up my Storm #1, and it wasn't the second copy neither. It's nice to have friends. It's nice to have friends. I'm looking through my list and I'm like, oh, there she is. There she is. But no, check that out. Storm #1. We'll be talking to the writer of Storm next month. So stay tuned for that. But tonight, we have a rapper in the building. We got someone who's got a very dope tabletop card game called 5 Mics. We call him Ace because he calls himself Ace. What's going on? Call me Ace. What's happening, Ace?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Happy evening, everybody. How y'all feeling?
Let me put you up here. So there we go.
There
we go.
Oh
All
wow!
right, there we go.
I got a lot bigger all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Let's share the space. You don't want to share the space? I'm just one of y'all, man. Stop it.
Normally when
There's a
you
lot
got
of
more
purple on
guests,
the screen for no reason.
No, that's royalty, baby. That's supposed
that's
to
what
be real good.
That's royal. You didn't know that's royal
I'm
purple.
grateful.
Ever since Wakanda, it's been royal purple.
Legit. Well, I appreciate you. I'm happy to be here. As soon as I found out, I literally listen. When I first was like, "Yo, I'm about to do 5 mics full time," I was like, first of all, I there's no way I'm the only person that's a black nerd, right? I was like, there's no way. And so I'm doing the Googles, I'm doing the searching, and I came across this podcast like a couple of years, and I was just like, yo, this is dope. And I just pressed it, I just stayed in tune, like this is what episode 1000, right? Like this is so
a thousand upload.
Y'all been keeping it, but like I've been just behind the scenes being like, yes, these are people that are talking about stuff that I grew up on. I'm constantly watching, observing, and I spoke to Safari, I spoke to Chris. I was like, yo, man, like everything that y'all do is dope. Like I just love y'all from afar, even if we don't do anything, you know what I mean? And so to be here right now with y'all talking about whatever we finna talk about, because I know how y'all be. We can talk about 5, but we can talk about literally whatever. I'm down for it. But
not our reputation precedes us. Oh my!
No, like I love it. Like
that means
like
the job is done.
The chemistry, right? Like I hope I fit, right? Like I hope I'm not just sitting on the bench. You know what I mean?
You're right, Whoopty. We need to do that. We need to go ahead and give them that one. So for that note, all right, there we go. Gotta give me warning when you want that. So Ace, we went through like a dry run for your card game. I'm new to the tabletop game. Navy's normally our tabletop guy, but we went through your card game Sunday, and it's a very dope concept. Tell the people, tell the crew, tell the people out there that's watching and listening talk to them about what 5 Mics is.
Yeah, so 5 Mics is a hip hop trading card game. So imagine Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, but with rappers instead of dragons. In fact, you don't even got to imagine because I got a couple right here for you to look at. So, well, if the thing will do the thing, hold up. So, you know, whatever. Go on 5mics.io. We got card. I know. Oh, wait, how'd you do it? What'd you do? Because if I do that, then it covers, right?
Behind it.
How'd you do it? Behind it?
I think so. A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, so that's all right. Yeah, that's somewhat. All right, so that's Pretty Millie, right? Pretty Millie. Basically, she's a social media influencer. She got picked up by the labels because she was, just getting a lot of eyeballs on her, right? And so her ability is that she can fly, and she flies when she has people looking at her, right? So when you have more party artists on stage, her ability enhances even further. And her superpower is light manipulation, right? So she can make large projections of herself. She could shoot light beams at you, right? And I'm gonna just pause right there, but just like these are all unique original IP that we created, right? Because we want to build our own Pikachus and Spider-Mans and Jean Greys and things like that, right? So we got Stone Hot Andretti, Sha Kim, Black Chaz, Big Hot Girl, like all these different folks, right? And they're all we got the best friend, Missy Knight, Cool Chemist. I could keep going, right? We had 180 cards in this first set. But that being said, we went through the Techstars Accelerator program. We have Warner Music as an early investor, Concord as an early investor. And so just even in this process of like building this game, I've also been talking to real hip hop artists. I was just playing 5 Mics the other day, literally last week, because how we be like the other day, it could be like 5 months ago. But literally the other day, I was playing with a homie of mine. He's signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath label, or just like works really closely with them. And he was playing it again, kind of like you, Chris, right? Like didn't play trading card games before, and I made 5 Mics to be accessible for folks that have never played a TCG before, might have seen it, but like there might be a little distance. And so we're teaching him how to play the game. He's playing it. He's like, yo, this is dope. Like, I like this a lot, right? And I was like, bet, imagine yourself as one of these cards. What would your superpower be? Like, how do you rap about yourself? And then just turning you into one of these characters that we would add into our multiverse, right? And so even though we're not building this on celebrity name and likeness, there is also a lane as we continue to develop and get, more folks into the pipeline, right? Where there are like real artists into the game, right? And you can build your deck around artists that are actually real, right? Along with our artists in our own fantasy world. So that's just a quick summary of what it is that we're building. It's fun.
Oh, I got a question, then I'm gonna pass it to the crew. You started, it's almost like a chicken and an egg situation, because you've done music, but you must have been a blerd first. What was the inspiration for doing 5 Mics?
Yeah. No, I mean, my first love growing up was drawing, illustration, and I still can. In fact, I begged my wife, babe, I know you know me at the time, but before you came into my life, I was an illustrator and I need an iPad. Like I need an iPad. Please get it for me, and we got the iPad, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't draw as much as I promised her that I would, but all of my artwork for my albums after 2018, from 2018 up until like a couple years ago, right? Like I did those by hand, you know what I mean? And so like the album that hit the Billboard chart, the album that was, on that list or this list or whatever, like music that I had in the Ford Mustang commercial, right? Like I was doing those artworks, right? And so like drawing, coming up with my own characters and stuff like that. I went to over the summer, I went to a school where literally I learned how to make comic books with like people that worked at Marvel and stuff like that, right? So like, don't let the chains fool you. I'm a big nerd, Chris. You're absolutely right. And so, going from drawing and then acting and then creating stories of the things that I was drawing, like led me into prose and short stories and long form. And I was writing poetry. And then, middle school happened and it wasn't cool to be a poet in middle school. And so I just put music underneath it and became a rapper so that I, could just be in the vibe. And then that was it. And so like I went to Columbia University for undergrad.
Hey.
And So I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, right? And I went to a predominantly white school, and I had two different what do you call them, guidance counselors. One of them was like, you're not gonna amount to nothing, apply to all of these, like, yeah, like, literally, like, don't even really apply to school, whatever. But like, God gave your boy grace. I switched to a different advisor, and she was like, yo, you could apply to these schools because you're in a single parent household, and y'all don't got no money, y'all broke, y'all been homeless, like, apply to these schools, and you can get like a free ride to go to these schools. So I applied to these schools, whatever. I only went to Columbia because, one, they paid for me to go, but two, it's in New York, right? And that's where hip hop is, and all these different things. So I literally went thinking that I was gonna go to Columbia and blow up like Lauryn Hill did after her first year. That did not happen. But me and my homies, we ended up creating the Columbia University Society of Hip Hop, and got to open up for Snoop Dogg right before graduating and all these different things. And so it was dope to be a part of that. I stopped rapping because I had a come to Jesus moment. It was crazy. I don't even want to go into discussion on it. I don't want to be recorded talking about it, but it was nuts. Enough to be like, I ain't a rapper no more. So I threw it all away. I'm homeless after graduating from Columbia University. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out my life. I meet this girl fresh from South Africa, on a summer trip, ended up being my wife. But she's like, yo, I'm gonna be a lawyer. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be a lawyer. And I'm studying for the LSAT, trying to pretend to be something. I get into education because I'm looking for a paralegal job. And they're like, yo, you're way too charismatic to be a paralegal. Why don't you work for the CFO? Yeah, literally, this is what they said. And I'm grateful for like honest feedback. And so I end up applying for the COO assistant role, thinking that this is a downgrade because, oh, look, like the path that I want is not going the way that I want it to go. But, the COO, this company, looks at my resume and she's like, wow, every single verb on the beginning is a different word. Like, you have a strong attention to detail. You're very analytical. She's making all these assumptions about my like little poetic resume, gets me the job. She went to Harvard Business School. She wrote my recommendation letter for me to go to business school. That's how I ended up in California, going to Berkeley Haas for MBA. I'm doing the thing. I'm thinking, yo, I'm about to just go to Deloitte Consultant, have a real job with healthcare and real money. And my homie back home is like, yo, do you still know how to rap? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but look at my life now, right? Like, I'm about to have real money. Like, rappers don't have real money. I'm about to have real money. I'm about to have healthcare. Like, why? I'm about to get married after I graduate business school. Like, I'm not rapping about girls. I'm not rapping about money. Like, I'm about to have real thing. Like, why would I want to be a rapper, right? This is what I'm telling this man. And he's like, yo, everything that you just said, you could put all of that into music form and be a rapper. And I was like, I don't even have a rap name. Because I had a different rap name back in the day. You could Google it, but I prefer you not, right? And he was like, so I was like, I don't even got a rap name. He was like, well, what does your Instagram say? And it literally said, call me Ace, because that's what people have been calling me ever since I was a kid. So he's like, boom, don't even overthink it. Call me Ace is your rap name. And I was like, that's grammatically incorrect. And he was like, so is a Tribe Called Quest. And I was like, dang. I was like, why am I talking to this man? He got me into a trap and there's no way out of this. And so literally he gave me one assignment. He was just like, yo, just write a track before you go to sleep. See how you feel. And I did it. And I kid you not, y'all, I fell right back in love like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Like, just everything locked in. I was like, yo, like, I've been waiting to like touch this part of my soul, and it's been a minute. And, I'm doing it from this new perspective and all these different things. But I'm like, yo, I'm about to graduate business school and I'm about to have a corporate job. Like, what am I doing? Am I really about to rap? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So right before I graduated, right, I'm making music for the school, my alma mater, that they still use for admissions to this day. You know what I mean? Getting people to go to their school, because it was You Only Hustle Once. That was the name of the song, right? And so like, we're performing at schools, like 1,000 people, I graduate, and now I'm in Deloitte as a consultant. And I'm like, yo, I want to rap. I don't want to be a consultant. And so I hear about, order priorities, right? And so I hear I hear about how John Legend used to be a rapper at Boston Consulting Group for a year, and then he got signed to, you know, Good Music and did Ordinary People's, got Grammys and stuff like that. I was like, yo, bet I'm gonna be him. I was like, this the same play that I tried to make at Columbia. I was like, this is exactly what I'm gonna do at Deloitte. That did not happen, but I tried my best. I ended up going from Deloitte to Facebook to Google/YouTube, but all the while the music was growing as well. And I talked to somebody along the journey who was also working in this corporate world, and I was like, yo, when do you stop doing one or the other? And she was like, when one calls for more attention than the other. And I don't know if it's because I'm Jamaican and I have a very large tolerance for like work, but it never felt like one called for more attention than the other. I just did both at the same time. And so for 8 years, I was making albums called Return to Office, Out of Office, Working from Home, before people was actually working from home. Then the pandemic happened and I just made Working from Home extended. You know what I mean? Like it was just, but like this was my like content that I was making because I'm just rapping about my life, right? Like if you hear my music, I'm rapping about my life because it wasn't about trying to be something I'm not. It was like I already have a job that's making me money, so I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because there's just something that I wanted to share, right? But I'm a big nerd, man. And when the pandemic hit, I mean, I've had this idea for 5 mics ever since a kid because I've been playing Hearthstone and Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Marvel Versus. Man, there's this one Shadow Era. You know, I've played them. Yu Yu Hakusho had a trading card game once before. I played, you know, NBA 2K and Madden too because I'm from the streets. But like, I played these on the low. You know what I mean? I played these to like express myself. You know, and I was like, yo, I had homies from the hood that I tried to convince to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, you know, or try to play a Dragon Ball Z, the CCG. And they're like, I like the show, but you know. And I was like, yo, what if I asked myself this is like literally right before I hit the Billboard chart at Facebook, right? I was like, yo, what if instead of dragons and magicians, you have rappers and with like superpowers, you know? And that was the context of the card game. And it was just a small idea that literally possessed me for years. And I was just tinkering, making this game. I've made games before, but just, you know, it wasn't publicized. I wasn't trying to like do it. You know what I mean? But like this one, I mean, it just overtook me. You know what I mean? And so anyway, long story short, 5 Mics was born because pandemic happened. I was stuck. I'm doing music, but like you couldn't perform. Had all these creative juices, didn't know what to do with it. Started really funneling all of it into this. Somebody was like, yo, you got to make this happen. I spoke to an investor. He was like, yo, you need to do this right now. I started going to game conferences. It was like, yo, I would play this right now if you had it. One thing led to another, yo, and here we are. The end. I didn't know what questions you had for me. I just wanted to get like 5 of them at the same time. You know what I mean?
Lady M?
Oh God. Where? Oh, Jesus, I don't know anything about tabletop card games at all. The closest I've ever come to being a real player is finding a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards scattered about through Harlem. But that's about it.
When you say scattered, were they like on the ground? Were they?
Oh
in
yeah,
stores?
for blocks. And I was like,
Was somebody on the run? Was somebody selling things?
Nobody else seemed to be running away. I just said, well, you know what? I can love them better than whoever left these on the ground. I'll just take them home. I may never use them, but here we are. I would love to start playing I say all that to say I'd love to start playing your game because I don't know jack poopy about them Yu-Gi-Oh cards at all.
Yeah. No, I love it. You know, like it's dope, right? Because we've had people that have played, you know, they're like Yu-Gi-Oh professionals, you know what I mean? One dude, I say dude, he was a 11-year-old kid, right? Comes through, this was at DreamCon, like diamond chain. I'm like, I felt underdressed, you know what I mean? And has like all these secret rare, ultra rares, just pulling them out. They're not even like covered in like plastic. It's nothing to him. Like he just got it like that. And he learns how to he learns how to play 5 mics, beats me twice, beats several other people multiple times, right? And at the end, I interview him because I'm just like, yo, like, what'd you think? And he was like, yo, this is like Yu-Gi-Oh, but fair. And it was just like people was losing it, right? Because I didn't pay him to say that. I didn't want him to say that, but I'm glad I got it on tape. You know what I mean? But like one thing that, so to your point, right? Like if you look at like the common Yu-Gi-Oh card, it might have like 999 characters on it, right? So as you're reading it, you're literally reading. You feel like you're having a moment to like test your reading comprehension, which is great. Like I like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But like I wanted to ensure that 5 mics did not have that complexity barrier for you to play, right? Like very minimal words, like at most 3 lines, but like these are words that are common to us, right? It's a hip-hop trading card game. Like we got keywords like re-up and invest, and you know what I mean, like stuff like it you know what I mean, like we got trap cards because there's trap music and hip-hop, you know what I mean, like it just makes sense, right? And so it was very intentional, right? Like the different things that we do in this game is just to make it super accessible, right? Like one thing that we do, for example, is like everybody got bags, right? Bags is, you know, like bags of money, right? Like, and you need bags in order to pay to play the cards, right? Onto the stage. And so everybody starts off with 5 bags. And there's ways to get more bags, but just for all intents and purposes, you have bags and you got cards in your hand. They cost a certain amount. And you're like, I bet I got 5 bags. I got a card that costs 4. I'm going to spend 4 bags to play that card. I'm going to spend 1 bag to play that card. Okay, bet. Now I'm broke. You know, and it's just like, it just feels like it make more sense, right? Versus like, oh, I need, and this is no offense to any of the other card games because I play them, right? But it's like, you know, it's like I don't got to worry about land or mana or like any of these things. Like, what do these words mean? Like, I was like 25 years old where I was like, oh, mana, that's where they got that from, right? Like, it's just like, yo, like let's make it feel like something that we understand. And, you know, if you really don't understand it, then learn it like how we've had to learn everything else. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna relax.
I just want to one time, I want to throw the card down like I'm playing spade.
Oh, yes, lady, and you can. Like, right, like we at DreamCon, like we had people, I love us. I love how we trash talk. We had somebody that was like, yo, I'm the Suge Knight of this game, like like just going off, right? I was like, yes, like be Suge, you know, like it's just crazy. And just like you can have that, right? Like just the way, so for example, right, we got 5 different styles in the game, right? We got chill, party, hardcore, emo, and conscious. And we also got freestyle. Freestyle is like the styleless style, right? There's no style, right? But it's freestyle, right? And so like, you know, what's been really dope is people being like, yo, I love the concept of emo. I love the philosophy of how emo plays. And I identify with emo on a personal level, right? And so that like pushes them in a way where, you know, the different ways that you can play the emo style, it's deeper than just a game. It's like, yo, like I like these characters, I like how they move, I like how they play, And for the people that's like, yo, I like Pretty Millie, I can imagine how she sounds when she's rapping. Like this is the party style, this is how they play. They're all fly, so they don't even have to battle, they just go straight to the dome. Like all these different things, right? It's just really dope to see how, just like with any game, people can really take what they want from it and identify with it at such a level where you can enjoy the game in a way that's beyond the how do you say, the game's genre or the components of the game, right? Oh, it's a tabletop, is a trade. Like, by the way, like, yes, we are currently in a pre-order campaign for the physical aspect of this game, but what really got me, it's full circle because when I started 5 mics, it was with physical in mind. I built the game so that the rules can be played physically, which is why we're able to do this pre-order campaign. But what got me to do 5 mics full time was the fact that we were actually going mobile first. And so there is a mobile component of this game as well. So even though there's physical cards that you can play this game with, it's not just a tabletop game or a physical game, right? Like this can be played mobilely. This can be played on PC, on tablet, or where, I mean, we're currently building. So when I say like it can, I mean like it will be, you know what I mean? But like it can be, right? Because it's just the digital aspect of it is just the computation that you would otherwise do physically. But as far as like how this game can be played, it's not just a physical game. it's wherever you want to play this game, right? And so just like Uno, right? You could play Uno on your phone, you could play Uno in real life. And so that's really what we're trying to do with that. You know what I mean? But it's deeper than just the game. It's the IP that we're building. You know what I mean? Like there's real people out here right now that are like, yo, I identify with Black Chaz, our conscious main artist, right? Like Black Chaz, you know, he's the people's champ. He don't care about the Grammys. He don't want to do your interviews. He's not trying to do for the likes. You know what I mean? Like he's the community ambassador, like all that kind of, right? He protects the block. And there's people that are like, yo, I identify with Black Chaz. That's me. And they want to be the conscious style just off of that. You know what I mean? And that's what we're building. You know what I mean?
Mayhem.
What's your favorite card to pull? Like, I envision how Lady M was talking about slammed down like a space card. Like, what's your card when you like, hell yeah, they not even ready for what's about to happen right here?
Man, there's a lot. I would say it depends on the style, right? So with the chill style, the philosophy with that is peaceful long life. So there's 12 rounds in any 5 mics game, right? You can't go above 12 rounds, which, you know, turns, you know? So this is not like a never ending game. It will end by 12 rounds max. You know what I mean? So if you're playing hardcore or you're playing party, you're trying to end this game fast, right? 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds. If you're playing chill or conscious, you know, you're trying to go for the long game. Emo is somewhere in the middle. So in chill, we don't have this in the starter deck right now, but we have this card. It's an event card called Happy 420 Andretti, because our main character in the chill style, Stonehide Andretti, his birthday is on April 20th. And basically what that allows you to do is heal your health in such a rapid way that makes you virtually invincible. And when you play it after you've been slugging for maybe 5, 6, 7 rounds, you think, ooh, I got him on the ropes, I'm about to KO this dude, you know, whatever. And they just heal up to full health on some like perfect cell level. You're just like, well, I got 5 more rounds to go. I gave it all. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And so like dropping that, it's one of our like epic rare cards, you know what I mean? And it's low-key broken, but sometimes you gotta throw one of those in there for the people. And I like that one a lot.
Tafari.
So I couldn't make the tabletop room at DreamCon, but what has it been like just getting to physically show this to people at spaces like that?
Man, it's been nuts. It's been nuts. They talk about when you're an entrepreneur, when you're building something, they talk about product market fit. And sometimes it can feel like a really weird thing, like a weird concept. Like, what does that actually mean? You know? And the best way for me to describe it is just, do people want what it is that you're creating? You know, like it's just really that. And like who, right? Like if people, right? Like it's not just people, like who wants it? And so when you get feedback from people saying, yo, if you had this physically, like, mind you, when I went to DreamCon with the team, we had 10 decks just to play on some like, yo, the digital is coming, but here's something to hold you over, just give you a taste of how the game plays, just like our little activation. You know what I mean? Not really thinking nothing of it. Just, you know, we're at DreamCon and we want to have fun, you know, playing 5 mics. And when people are like, yo, if you had this for purchase right now, I would have bought 2 of every single style. I would have brought it back to the Airbnb. We would have been playing all night. When you see people who've never played TCGs before come, you know, just find us in the elevator, literally. Here, yo, what brought you to DreamCon? Oh, woo, 5 mics, What? Yo, 5 mic hip hop trading card game. What? Oh, I was gonna go meet my friends, but let me come with y'all real quick and tell my friends that, right? And then they sit down and they play, and they're playing for hours, and they come back the next day. Like, seeing that, I mean, like, that's been nuts. You know what I mean? Because at that point, it's like, and it felt the same way in making music, man. When I was making music, I was like, yo, if just one person's listening to it and buying the music or whatever, like, that's worth it, you know, because there's something that's connecting to another human being. Like, I care about the souls. I'm not the numbers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people buy, I'm coming from the music industry, man. People buy these numbers. I'm not concerned about the numbers. I'm concerned about the souls that we're actually impacting. And so when you see stuff like that, regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of background, whatever, we had all kind of people come by, sit down, play, new people, you know, people that's been playing TCGs for years, and you see this engagement as if they was playing Uno, as if they was playing spades, and they've never played this before across days. Dude, literally, it was like, this is what I'm doing this for, Safari. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing that, it was like that. That's probably like the highlight of this whole time, because, you know, most of the time as an entrepreneur, you just be in the dark, just like, I'm making something, I hope it worked, you know what I mean? And just seeing it come to life, you know? And honestly, like, that experience in particular was what really pushed us to be like, yo, the digital, like, it's coming, but, you know, making a digital game, it takes time, you know what I mean? And so shout outs to us on the digital side of the team, right? Where we're like, you know, we got to code and fix bugs and but the physical is good to go, right? And so we got a manufacturer who's printing in and pumping in, and we're able to like get a turnaround of like 2 weeks or whatever for like mad cards. So it's just like, yo, let's give the people what they want, you know? Yeah. Oh, I know. It's, you know, I can give you the plug offline if you want, but yeah.
Whoopty.
I wanted to ask you, what came first for you, the drawings of your characters or the lore?
Ooh. So the world that the characters live in came first, right? And so just at high level, you know, this is a world where to have the ability, like to have a hip hop gift is a true gift. It's a supernatural gift. And to unlock it is on some like X-Men mutant level. Like when you really tap that aspect of your soul, it manifests in a way based off of your nurture and your nature. And so like, for example, we got Big Hot Girl, Sha Kim, and Black Chaz. And here's how like the characters started to form based off of the lore that was set, but then the characters take a life of their own that then inform the lore even further, right? So we got Big Hot Girl. She's our hardcore style, right? Our main artist in the hardcore style. We got Sha Kim, the emo style. We got Black Chaz, the conscious style. All three of them is from the same hood. And they all had 3 different experiences in this hood. This is a dangerous hood. And Big Hot Girl, you know, she's seen a lot, she's done a lot in order to survive. And, you know, hip hop came along, this ability, she, you know, realized that, yo, I could put words together, but also I could put emotions behind these words that can move people. And she's like, oh, this could make me money where I could get out of the hood and not do the stuff that I'm currently doing in order to make a different life. You know what I mean? And so she's in this current part in the Genesis set, right? She's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. She's like, I'm trying my best, trying to leave the past behind me. But if you test me, it's the last time. You know what I mean? And that's her MO. Just get out of my way. I'm trying my best, but don't act like I'm soft. And that's her whole, right? And so her superpower of pyrokinesis is really just based off of that fire, that acerbic, like when she raps, like it's just, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care if it make you uneasy. I don't care if you piss yourself. Like, this is what I got in my heart. Like, think of like old school 50 Cent, you know what I mean? Just old school Jay-Z, like just, this is me. Get out my way. I'm going to take it by any means, right? Then you got Black Chaz, who literally, we'll talk about this in a second, but like the styles have different like strengths and weaknesses, and like hardcore and conscious are in like direct opposition with each other, right? So you got Black Chaz. I kind of mentioned him earlier, right? People's champ. I'm tired of these gangsters ruining our community, community ambassador, this kind of stuff, right? And so for him, his ability is earth mineral manipulation. Like he can make any weapon or object out of dirt. He could literally make diamond chains theoretically, but because he does not believe in the need to wear these things in order to associate some kind of status or value of himself, like he literally does not do it, but he could, right? Like it just, the fact that he could, but he restrains himself in a certain way because he wants to, you know, lift up his community and be that example for his community of like, yes, I know my community's messed up, we're struggling, but like I want us to be better, right? And so that's his whole MO. And then Shaq Kim, same community, same hood, just seen a lot of death, just seen a lot of, my homies died, family members died, and they just internalized that in a certain way where darkness became their superpower as they started to tap in and express their emotions musically. And so, yes, they make really dope narrative albums that make you cry and make you feel like you're thinking like old school Eminem, or like he makes the Kim song, you're like, wow, he really just killed his wife. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like sensational feeling in their music. But their superpower as well, right? It literally, the best way to describe it is like they can make you feel like you are having a panic attack or a heart attack in the like you're just surrounded in darkness, when in reality you're just like sitting there or whatever, right? But like that's their ability, right? It's just surround you in this like dark. And all three of them are in the same hood, and all three of them possess this ability to channel specific styles in our lore. And as they are on their way to being the greatest of all time, as you develop your audience and your base and your influence, your abilities grow as well. And so over time, right, we'll have like newer versions of these characters with like stronger abilities and things of that nature. But I'm gonna relax. But that's it starts with the lore, and then you build the characters on top, and we got a bunch of other characters, and some, right, like as we develop the story, like these other characters will follow, and some of them will have spin-offs and all that kind of stuff.
Laney?
Sorry, I had to unmute. No, I had to unmute. I'm kind of like Kira. I am not a card person like that. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, I've seen other people play that, so this is going to be new to me. But I did see that you were talking about different packs. So can the packs actually interact with each other? Because I saw that the way that you even sell them, you can get them all at once. So if I have a chill pack and somebody else has the hardcore pack, can we bring those two together and start battling each other out?
Absolutely. In fact, that's what you have to do. You know what I mean? Because one deck is like for you. You know what I mean? Like if you was to get the chill deck, which by the way, for anybody, like please do it. Definitely, I can teach you how to play all this kind of stuff. We got a tutorial building all this kind of stuff, right? But like, the starter deck is literally like that complete set for you to just take it and just run, right? Like if you was to get the chill deck, you're like, all right, bet I'm running chill, and then you got Chris who got the hardcore deck, and it's like, all right, bet my chill deck versus your hardcore deck, and you just run it, right? As far as how the styles work, you can make a 30 card deck of any style that you want. You just have to have 15 artists within those 30 cards, no more, no less. And then the other 15 cards are like items or events, you know what I mean? But outside of that, you can mix and match, you can do whatever you want. There's specific like rules around like style. We don't got to get into that right now, but like effectively you can make your own deck, right? We just wanted to make it super easy for like, if you didn't want to make your own deck, you just wanted to have like a completed deck for you to just get in and start playing. That's exactly what we did it for, right? And just based off of like the how this style should feel, like the party style, for example, money is power. Like that's all about like getting as many bags as you possibly can in one round, so you can spend a lot of money and do a lot of damage in just one turn. You know what I mean? And so like, if that's your vibe, like if you're about, I like spending money real fast right now, like that's the style for you. You know what I mean? If hardcore, right, absolute aggression, all you're trying to do is just punch a hole into somebody's face as fast as possible in the game. That's the style for you. You know what I mean? Like it's really as simple as that, But we have 180 cards just in this one set. And what's really dope about trading card games, right, is like you're constantly making new cards and stuff like that. So you could have a deck. It's like your pet deck. You know what I mean? Oh, I love Pretty Millie. I love everything about her. And as new cards come, you could be like, yo, I like that card. I like how that works. Maybe I swap that for a different card in my party deck, right? And I'm still running this party deck, but I'm just, right, maybe enhancing it, adding different cards in it, right? Like that's essentially what you will be able to do. But just even right now, I mean, yeah, we have people that are buying all of the sets all at once because they're just like, I don't want to choose, or I want to be able to have different abilities, or I want to be able to mix and match my cards and create my own deck, whatever. And then there's some that are like, yo, I just want like 2 of them or 3 of them, or just maybe I really love party and that's all I want, right? But if you wanted to play with another person, then like both people would need to have a deck each, right? So That's my answer.
So you also can be a
I know we had went through the trial run Sunday, and as you were describing the characters to me, every last one of them was giving me, yeah, that's Erykah Badu's vibes right there. That's that's 50 Cent right there. That's Meg all day long, you know, or Lil Kim. And I was those vibes, and that's like I told you, I said, this is giving me Def Jam, New York Def Jam, video game vibes. It's just randomly going in, and I'm like, but I like this, you know, because it was easy to learn. Once again, never played tabletop gaming, but I'm looking and I'm learning. I'm like, yo, this is dope. I like this. And then as you're saying, like, yeah, you can get 2-on-1 depending on their power set, you know, just kind of team up. Hey, we got to get these two, and we got to team up against Pretty Millie. In order, but if the roles are reversed, she can give a knockout and vice versa. And I'm like, yo, I like that.
Like, he's talking about jumping. By the way, in our game, you could jump other artists. Yeah, bro, this is a hip hop trading card game. Like, what do you want from us? You know what I mean? So like, so like artists battle. So like, okay, for example, right, and you know, forgive the background doing any, but like, let's say we have these two artists and they're battling with each other, right? They're typically, the way that battling works is that one artist battles the other, and by the right, like 5 mics. We're not testing your hip hop ability. This isn't like rap me a song from 1997. Like these, like this effectively has nothing to do with hip hop, but everything to do with hip hop at the same exact time, right? But like, you know, these artists have attack values and defense values, and you're literally just comparing, like, does this artist's attack equal or is greater than the defense of this other artist? If so, that artist is KO'd, and vice versa, right? And so typically the battles just happen 1v1, but there are times where it's like, yo, this one artist's attack is not greater than or equal to the defense of this artist. But if I combine 2 of these artists or 3 of these artists and sum up their attack values, then that is equal to or greater than the defense of that other art. We call that jumping. So you can attack with multiple of your own artists against one artist. And it just, you know, it just adds that, I don't know, this is a hip hop vibe. People get jumped. You know what I mean? And so as I was explaining that to Chris, he was like, oh, this is like a fighting game. And like literally, like I was at a local game store in LA a couple weeks ago, and I was playing with this dude that, like, you know, loves Yu-Gi-Oh! And loves the TCGs as well, right? Like this is a TCG player, and this is what's been really dope, right? Is like I play with both. I played with people that's never played a TCG before and heard their feedback, and I play with people that heavy in the One Piece and the Hearthstone and da-da-da. And he was like, yo, this felt like chaos, but I love it. You know, like it could, because when you're fighting, right, like it feels way more like a fighting game than it does a traditional trading card game. And so when Chris was like, yo, this feels like Def Jam Vendetta, it was like, yeah, like that's what we're going for, right? Where you can't, it's really just, hey man, I got artists on the stage and they're fighting, right? And it's up to you to decide which artist from your roster you want to put on the stage in order to battle. But at the end of the day, you know, you're just battling your artists, and you got different items that you're equipping them with. Maybe you're equipping with the microphone. Maybe you got Pet Roach. Maybe you got a trap card called Caught Slipping, and you know they play a certain card, and then that artist blows up. Like it's just stuff like that, but it just feels way more like a trading card game than like your tradition. That's why, you know, Lady M, if you're like, yo, I've never, you know, I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I picked them up to, you know, rescue them, but I've never played the game. It's like, yo, don't even worry about it, because we're as much as this is a TCG, it's also not like anything that TCGs have ever been before. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. This is what people have said, right? So
yeah, no, dude, I'm in.
Spartan, we're gonna go to you, and then we're gonna go to take a break.
I got no questions because I literally just been in the comments thinking of every hip hop artist and what their card could possibly be.
I know, I've seen it.
It's like, I guess the only question I can think of, and I'm trying to think what else could be possibly asked. Shoot. If you had this is probably gonna be what was by far the card you thought of where it was like, oh, this is gonna be a hit, and what's the card you thought of was like, oh, this might not work, but I'm gonna throw it in there anyway.
Out of the starter decks that's coming, or just in general?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Okay. I'll do the starter deck. So the one that was like, yo, this is definitely gonna hit, is gonna be dope, but it's ended up being doper than I even thought, was Big Hot Girl. And you know, Big Hot Girl, no relation to Meg Thee Stallion. You know, being a hot girl, being a hot boy, it's Southern slang for, you know, being a hustler, getting it in however you need to be. But you know, her ability is so it's so oppressive. So she's a 3 attack, 4 defense artist. She's one of the main artists on the stage, right? And when she's attacking, she gets +3 attack on top of that, right? So instead of a 3/4, she ends up being a 6/4, right? And so she could just completely, like, just imagine her like throwing like a Kamehameha like wave at somebody, right? Like she just completely obliterates her op. And so I was like, oh, you know, I think this is gonna be dope. And people very much like just have fallen in love with Big Hot Girl across the board. Even if they've never played the game, they're just like, yo, I love her. The one that I was like, I wasn't sure, but I'm gonna just throw it in anyway, was Pet Roach. So Pet Roach is an item card in the chill deck. At the end of your round, you can heal 1. And I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of weak. And also, like, no one loves roaches. Like, you do everything in your power to get rid of a roach. You know, if anyone's ever experienced roaches, I'm from the hood. I've definitely experienced my fair share. You don't like roaches, and so why would I have a pet? But like, there's 3 of them in the chill deck, and I was like, maybe this is a little too like, ugh. But 11-year-old Ricky, who I was mentioning earlier, he loves pet roaches and won all of his games with the pet roaches. He ended up, we took a picture. He was like, I gotta have my roaches in the picture, and it was just like, for this young scholar to love roaches was just a wild thing for me. And it was like, yo, this game is powerful. And we can literally rewrite anything that we want to do in this very thing right here. So that's my answer for you, man.
Although it wouldn't hurt if Meg Thee Stallion just happened to hop on that hot girl card. You're like, hey, I'm not gonna knock him out.
Come on, that'd be crazy.
Ace, we are going to take a break. We got a little bit of news. Can you stick around?
Of course.
All right. We will be right back. Getting right here. Okay, here we go. We'll be right back. We're going to be talking to Ace, and we're going to be talking about some of the news. Not a lot of news, because we're going to jump right into Agatha, because, yeah, why not? So we will be right back.
Ready to produce your own cartoon or anime? What about publishing a comic or graphic novel? Would you be interested in having your own video game? How about all 3? Yeah, that's right, all 3. Welcome to the Indie Creative Masterclass. Learn the unique make-away method. It shows creative people like you how to get more done faster and for less money. No crowdfunding needed, because we're going to save you thousands of dollars. We'll show you how to get your books printed for less than $1. We'll connect you with people who create dope art animation for ridiculously cheap prices, and others that will get your video games done in a few weeks, not months, weeks. All this without AI. Learn from the master himself, the sensei of getting it done, Hotep. You'll know him. He's the guy that made indie history by launching his brand with multiple graphic novels, an anime series, and video games all on the same day. And he's showing everything. Who he uses, what programs he uses, how much he pays, everything. He'll even show you how to get your books in stores. This is specifically for indie creatives and people who don't have big budgets. If you're tired of trying to find a way, we'll show you how to make a way. The Indie Creative Masterclass. Let's get it done now.
I'm Tony Weaver Jr., author of Weirdo and player of Magic the Gathering, and you are watching Bird's Eye View.
Blurred's Eye View is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blurred's Eye View for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 blurred mystery box company.
This just in.
Feeling groggy in the morning? Coffee just can't give you that pep in the step that you're looking for? Try Pop Starts for that great get up and go that adults need. Pop Starts has the vitamin and nutrients that only grown-ups can partake in, and with flavors such as tossed salad and scrambled eggs, and Jack Daniels and Bud Light flavors to start your day or end it. There's nothing better to wake up to unless you count that depressing cubicle job. Well, anyway, try Pop Starts today. Pop Starts is not part of the Kellogg's Corporation. Pop Starts could give you diarrhea. Pop Starts are not found in your local grocery store. All right, everybody. We've got our Green Lanterns. They are here now. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Our latest Green Lantern, besides Kyle Chandler, is Aaron Pierre. Now, if you've seen Rebel Ridge, which has recently been aired on Netflix, he puts on one hell of a performance. And he's going to be the new Green Lantern.
Brightest day in the lightest of nights.
Baby. Baby.
No colorism will escape my sight.
So I don't have a problem with it because his acting prowess obviously showed. I've seen him in other projects, and he was attached to Blade. He was supposed to be in that project, and he had to leave. But if you've seen Rebel Ridge and you know John Stewart, that aesthetic fits. But we've had a problem with the color issue.
Respectfully decline.
Yeah.
At that point, you should just put in Michael Ealy.
But I'm not once again not taking anything from the actor himself.
No.
It's just we see an issue. We've seen this before. We've
seen played Martian Manhunter.
We've seen this before with Storm, who is traditionally a dark-skinned character. and this is what we get. So
over there.
BZ the voice is not happy with it. He said, "Where was the auditions? Because he's already played John Stewart."
Mm-hmm. Bro, BZ was doing an age-appropriate crash out on Facebook. I was like, somebody go console that brother. He was upset.
He's justified. It's justified.
Yeah, he was like, wait a minute, where was the auditions at? He was like, did they not see? I've done this. But no, Kyle Chandler will be playing Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And we have it. We have it right there. I'll let it play out. If this is the issue, I can't think of any other superhero that's been portrayed on screen that wasn't exact. I mean, we've gotten Blade, we've gotten Darwin, but that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let that sting a little. Let that sting a little. Go off.
Look fine. It was just y'all hold Darwin. I'm sorry. You hold Darwin, and I've never forgiven you for that.
A man whose power can survive anything, and yet can't survive concrete.
So, but racist. It's just one of those things. There was other actors. There was another actor in the role, but then it was just announced this other actor actually picked up another role anyway. So who knows? Who knows what happened in that room?
I just like my John Stewart to be dark chocolate because that's what I grew up on.
Right.
I feel like somebody in our chat said right after Rebel Ridge, watch them just put this man in any and everything, and it's been like a week and a half.
Well, no, that was Mayhem. Mayhem said it.
It was
Mayhem said it.
It's funny because there's 1,000 people mad right now about Green Lantern who don't know they're about to watch him play Mufasa in the Lion King like a week later.
I'm like, yo, I was.
And John Boyega was originally supposed to be in Rebel Ridge.
Oh, what?
He dropped out.
Oh no!
And where did you go?
Don't get me wrong, I like that guy. We got cheated. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, whatever the reason was that John Boyega left, he literally left in the middle of the production, and whatever the reason was, they called in Aaron Pierre, and I'm wondering if that's why Aaron left the Blade project.
All I gotta sit there and say is Black Manta was available.
Yeah, was available.
Mr. Mateen was available. That's all I'm saying.
So,
I think he's, from what I've seen of the character, I think he's a little bit too charismatic for me. For that, that's just me.
But we'll see.
You know, by charismatic, you mean soft.
Look, if we're doing mildly adult middle-aged, middle-aged lanterns, you could make it right if you just put Phil Lamar in the suit one time. Just
give him right. Just give that man his props. It ain't like he ain't been there before.
I think he should be I think he could be the voice of what's
Kilowog.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Once again,
Kilowog
voiced by another dark-skinned actor.
Kilowog voiced by the person who he beat in the audition.
All I can sit there and say is, "Oh, we're cool to voice act. We want to put us in front of a camera. Cool."
I want dark-skinned Black men everywhere to have a form of representation where they are not playing the villain. They're not playing somebody who is unintelligent, where they're not playing somebody that's the goofy sidekick friend. I want somebody that is going to be undeniably something to look up to.
I mean, do we have them? Yes, we do have them.
It's
but not have them.
Not to the size of DC Green Lantern John Stewart status. Yeah. Y'all do not have that. Y'all do not have that.
I mean, you have Black Lightning. It was on par. You have Blade. It was
what
on
about
par.
the dude playing Mr. Terrific?
He's in there.
Skin. He's dark skin.
Dark skin. He's exactly the right cast type for it.
Yes.
So they have we have them. We do have them. It's just is it because
I just feel some type of way.
I've seen him in other projects. Mm-hmm. So is what happened? You know,
I just feel this type of way because I'm a Jon Stewart fan. I mean, Guy Gardner can go to hell. I love Hal Jordan. Kyle Rayner's cool, but Jon Stewart that's who my comics of Green Lantern are surrounded on. So when I see something like that, I'm just like, you Hollywooded it.
And everybody else on this DC universe looks damn near, if not exactly, whatever it is they've gotten from the comics. But this is the one. This is the one that you. Sorry, can't figure it out.
I'm not gonna hold you, Mayhem. It probably is the eyes.
It probably is the eyes. You know,
probably is the eyes.
That's why I said in brightest day and lightest night. They're gonna change the words.
So. I am looking forward to see how Nathan Fillion pulls off Guy Gardner, and if he's doing the damn bowl cut,
that'll be funny. If he does come out with the bowl cut at the same time with the same attitude that Gardner has, he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be freaking hilarious. That's what it's gonna be. So, but I do. Congratulations! I'm glad you found your actor. I'll wait to see how this plays out, because we have been proven wrong by actors of any caliber playing different roles.
But that's not the point. The point, we all know he's going to do a fantastic job bringing out Green Lantern. For everything else, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. The point is, there is so much more that could have been. It would have meant so much more to find somebody of that complexion that's usually not digestible by mainstream media. It would have meant an incredible amount more to people that don't look like Jimmy Gunn to understand how much of an impact that it would have been and how the longevity of having somebody in that position doing a good job, more than likely in that position for long term.
Although
I'm not saying I don't like Aaron Pierre. Call me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying this particular part.
Go ahead, Mayhem. It's your time to shine. Between you and Trey, it's your time to shine.
No, I just want everyone to. I need Trey to have his moment in the light because I want Jon Stewart, not John B. Stewart, is the greatest comment in our comment section.
That's hard.
That is
That's hard.
phenomenal. That is excellent work.
Absolutely.
Oh my god!
But like,
no.
you know, who's responsible for? I don't know. Like, who's producing this movie? Who's like the?
I know it's a series that they're going to be putting on Max. Not sure who's actually behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's not like Will Packard, right?
No.
So I'm not surprised.
The people
I'm not like shocked.
The people they said that are behind it are behind that's writing and directing it. They are behind some major shows that deal because this is supposed to be like it's a cop show. It's a cop show. Yeah. Green Lanterns are cops.
That makes me nervous. Chris Mundy is a showrunner.
What
does he do?
He's done Ozarks. He's done True Detective, Night Country, Criminal Minds, Cold Case, and Bloodline.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm not shocked at all. That's all I'm saying. Is like you right? Like I'm not gonna walk into the Peruvian restaurant asking for oxtail. I'm just gonna I'm gonna get my lomo planchado. So I'm gonna have a great time.
Oh my god. I love it. Oh man. Henry Cavill is attached to another project, and he's attached to the live-action Voltron movie that is to come out. This man said, y'all took Superman from me. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to piss you off. I'm going to
I'm mad about that at all.
And then he turns around, y'all not doing the rich right. I'm going to go do Warhammer because I like Warhammer. And then he said, and I'm doing Voltron. He said, I'm going to show you.
Space Marine 2 is so much fun.
He can take money in that one.
It is so much
money
fun
right now.
So he's already played the Calvarine, which not gonna lie, pretty damn perfect for the short amount of time he was in it. And like, well, damn, who's gonna tell this man no at this point?
Universe, we just want to let you know we'll treat you so much better.
He wasn't lying. He said what every nerd on the planet was thinking. He was like, you know what? Come over here.
That was funny.
That was bullshit. Oh my goodness.
But no, Voltron, I can live with that. I can see him on Voltron. It's hard. It's hard not to mess that one up.
Oh, but they're gonna
What's that?
I'm gonna say pause.
It's hard to mess it up. I was like,
okay, one Voltron. No, wait. Name one Voltron series.
First Super Mario, man.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just saying they have the ability to mess up anything.
Yeah,
but they had a bad series.
Well, they're not saying what he's playing. They're not saying who he's playing yet. So
I'm just saying, has there ever been a bad Volt? No, I completely understand that. But what I'm saying is, in defense, I will die alone on this hill. Name a bad Voltron series.
Yeah.
I mean, I never finished them, but yeah, no.
That part.
What happens when he goes to Zack Snyder?
Oh.
Oh, don't put that evil on that. Don't do that. Don't put that evil on that. That's just wrong. Don't put that on us.
Hey, listen, my mother was a huge Voltron fan. Her birthday's coming up Sunday. I want to say in her honor, if it gets messed up, I'm going to have to write someone an angry letter. That was her favorite.
It's going to Amazon. It's Amazon MGM Studios. It's not going.
She would threaten to write angry letters all the time.
Yeah,
So in her honor, on this day, if Voltron's bad, I'm going to find who's responsible and write the angriest pissy letter possible.
Man,
You just put Zack Snyder on it. Why did you summon that demon? Why did you summon all people?
Oh, Lord, it ain't him either.
Oh no, not
you. He's not attached, so that's good. That's good. But
and he stayed with the whole end.
Jesus. So episode 5 of Agatha All Along dropped. And as we've noticed in every 5th episode of every streaming network show that's popped, it's always been something to go off the rails. I have a couple questions.
Why was that episode so short?
That was one.
It's because
it was like 35. It was like 35.
I'm gonna admit I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just gonna listen with pain.
Oh, you're in for a ride.
No, do it, because I knew it was coming, but I have kids too. I just do it. I'm grown.
The duration of the runtime was my second question. My first question was, even though this was Agatha's trial, was it really her trial? I didn't see me and Lady M we're on the same page, because I'm like, okay, you faced the ghost of your mother, but there was no real trial.
There was no resolution.
No.
It was a trial, but it was directed the wrong. It wasn't the person you thought it was.
No, it was her trial. It was her trial, but unlike Alice's trial, unlike Alice's trial, where she had to face the curse and the demon that was placed on her family, and she exorcised said demon and curse. Agatha didn't have that, like you said, Lady M. There was no resolution. There was the ghost of her mother showing up, saying, you guys are wrong. You should not be teamed up with her. You should have died, blah, 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 whatever. It's messed up what her mama said, though. I'm like, God, dog.
I mean, well, she
not when you got older, I started noticing things. No, from the time you came out the womb, I should have gotten rid of you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was clutching pearls.
I was kind of like, I was like Rio. Yeah, we can do anything, but she's not going back to her mother. So she was like, yeah. So it was something.
Sorry.
No, it was some things that I questioned about those moments, and I said, well, there wasn't a payoff. It's not a bad episode, but that payoff wasn't there for, like, okay, what were you supposed to actually face? Because the Salem 7 is coming. You're still dealing with the ghost of your mother. You said what?
I thought it was her own greed that she was supposed to face and failed at it.
And she did, and she still failed.
But I mean, I thought that was the trial, though, to face her own greed and try to get out of there without.
But there was but in that, not to give it away though, but if you go back to that certain part,
give it, man, do it.
Okay.
This is spoiler.
We're in it now.
Do we have the alarms?
Okay, so y'all remember when they had the Ouija board, there were certain rules they couldn't break.
Right.
Hold on.
And then
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, there was one.
They don't know.
But yeah, there was one rule when they all was at the Ouija board was broken. Hence why she failed
twice.
Yeah,
they literally broke all the rules. Like
every last. Don't take your hand on the pinchetta. They did that. That was the first thing they did.
Yep.
Right. and teen, no matter what teen said, like, yo, what are you doing? Y'all are messing up.
We can now say that his name is not Teen anymore.
We know it's not.
Right.
It's not Teen anymore.
No.
We know it's not Teen.
We know who it is now.
Look, I'm okay with the reveal. I'm not fed to watch this annoying ass little boy for the next 4 episodes. So round everybody else back up. Make this a flashback, something. I'm not gonna watch his journey down the witch's road solo. He's not.
It's not really annoying though.
That's
If
not
you
doing
know,
it for
if you know, it's not really annoying.
Either way, I was surprised. I was not the least bit intimidated. Bring everybody back and wrap this shit up. I'm not.
I have to give Chris, I have to give Fury props because he called it. He called this whole thing from episode 2, so I give you props for that.
Some
Yeah, I was gonna say, Whoopi, I know you were talking about it damn near from episode 1.
Wow. There's things I looked at. I'm like, you might be onto something. Let me go dive down this hole real quick. I'll be right back. I ain't came back up to breathe yet.
Did it feel like this was more of a test for Rio in a way? As much as she's been chasing this chick down, trying to kill her, but didn't. It felt more like she kind of had to take a step back and let these things happen to Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe when everything was happening, if you look at her, she's having the time of her life as all
the time of her life.
She's excited.
She was chilling.
So I'm starting to think Patty LuPone maybe. Go ahead, Whoopty.
I was about to say, especially after the board spelled death, she was absolutely gleeful after that.
And then after that, you didn't see her.
Right.
Once it got out, you didn't see her.
Right.
She got work.
I figured she was smiling because she's like, y'all can't be talking about death because I'm over here. So this is clearly not my problem.
Right.
Not my problem.
So I am very much too far to answer your question or your statement. It's not him being annoying; it's him playing it as he's annoying.
What do you mean?
Okay, well, in the words of Bernie Mac, do some push-ups or something. The shit is getting like real. I'm surprised.
So here's two theories I'm running with. His mother could have put that sigil on him, or he put the sigil on himself.
That's what I say. I agree with that.
So no matter what they asked him, and he could answer it with no problem, they couldn't pick up on it.
Right.
Interesting.
So
I agree with that.
It's
like can't say his name.
Playing. You know, he has a spell book. You know, he's just trying to remember the spells. He's playing coy. He knows these people, so he has to play this annoying role until that switch is flipped.
Right.
And Agatha was the one that flipped the switch.
If that's what we're doing, I'm okay with it. Because once he flipped out, he just stopped speaking, and I'm like, all right, are we about to get a different tone here, or roll credits?
I
Also,
felt
was
like
that an ET reference in the beginning, or was that just something else altogether?
Yeah, whole drop off of I don't want this anymore. He's like, I'm not gonna sacrifice people. I was like, oh, we've hit that point in the story.
I don't think to answer your question, Whoopi, I don't think Agatha's possessed. I think the way Agatha is because the way her mother treated her. So now she's just like, so when you see how her mom, the ghost of her mother anyway, treated her, and you see how she's reacting, she's like, no, please don't let me go with her, not her. Don't let me go back. Everything she's doing, I'm like, is Agatha the reason the way she is, like off-putting and snarky and sarcastic and whatever, because that's her defense mechanism. Her mother treated her like her shit, treated her like shit. So she had no choice.
Your mom wanted to give you the good times iron treatment from birth. That's kind of fucked up.
Hey guys, want a quick story time? It's relative to this, I promise.
Okay.
Once upon a time, right? I was dating this girl who her mom.
I was waiting on his wife to peek in, like, I'm sorry.
Whenever she would get out of pocket, she would just call out a date and like roll her eyes and move on. And so like one day, like it gets to the whole like what the date is. It's like 19. I was supposed to go to that appointment and get you out of me, but I didn't. And you need to thank God. I was like, oh.
So how did it feel to date a witch?
That's nasty work.
That blows
very
my
nasty
meat.
work.
That
Listen,
blows my meat
listen.
story out the water.
That was Agatha's mama the whole time.
Listen, on that abruptive note, my daughter just came back home crying for Papa, so I gotta. She is here.
Let me let you sign off.
I must take care of her.
Go ahead
I
and
will
let
go
everybody
do
know
that.
where they can find you.
No, listen, man. I love y'all. Y'all are so dope. I've been I low-key was just like fanning out in the corner because I'm like, here, y'all really do talk about the stuff. Like I'm over here. I'm like, I knew to prepare, I didn't prepare, and here I am, like in the midst of it, starstruck. But anyway, y'all are dope human beings. Call me Ace. You could just call me Ace. You don't gotta call me Ace. But if you want to find my music, it's Call Me Ace. It's 3 words. It's on wherever you listen to music. 5 mics, FIVEMICS.io. We're selling starter decks right now. If you're in LA, we could play in person. If you're not in LA, I'll send you some decks. We could play virtually, X, Y, and Z. But I appreciate y'all for just being on this journey. Literally, like I said earlier, like every person matters. You know what I mean? Like we're not. We're building something for the culture, by the culture. No one's doing it in this way, right? And I've spoken to investors that don't even know how to pronounce Nas. Tell me, no, literally. I'm not gonna act out how they said his name. I'm just.
I can imagine.
Well, that means you're doing God's work by doing
it. For them to be like, yo, who would play this? Who cares about this, right? Not knowing that, Meg Thee Stallion is doing trendy anime dances, working with K-pop artists, J-pop artists. The fact that Miles Morales is one of the most popular superheroes of our day and age right now. Like, we are the culture, we are mainstream. And so this platform, everything that y'all are doing, all these conversations, yes, like spoil it. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to really see and understand that this is real. I don't know if you can hear the door just pounding right now, but she's a 2-year-old toddler. She can't take it anymore, so I'm out. My spiel is done. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna tap in. This won't be the only time I'm coming up here. I love y'all. Y'all are dope. Thank you for having me. Be easy. Enjoy the rest of it. I'm gonna listen to the rest of this.
All right, Ace. Nice having you in there, brother. Good night. Come by anytime.
Be easy out.
So
front and center.
But it's definitely a lot for her to deal with. I think she faced her trauma, but she didn't conquer her trauma.
Right.
Okay.
Because she was still that's what I said. I'm like, the purpose of the trial is for you to face it says it in the song.
Face your fear.
Face your fear.
Yeah.
And she didn't. I don't think she did.
She ran from it.
She's
a runner, she's a track star.
She was the first one out the room too.
You said what?
She was the first one out the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was pleading. She was pleading for them not to let her take her. They were ready to walk. She just would not go. She didn't face it. And then that moment where Alice steps in and activates her own power.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that was a setup. Say it.
Why did this annoyed the shit out of me. The timer went off when the chick was gone.
Yeah.
And the door opened like 3 seconds after that.
Mm-hmm. So because if they hadn't, who's? It makes you wonder. Was like you didn't conquer your trial?
No. And you still get the prize?
Not you. Alice disposed of your trial, but you didn't conquer the trial. You didn't.
That's kind of escape room-ish if you think about it. That somebody still died, and yet the door to the escape room still escape room still open.
Right.
So now that's not to say. Now that's not to say, because she said it before. how many of your coven made it the last time at the end of the road? And she said only 2. So that's not to say nobody's not going to die along the way. That ain't the issue. The issue is you had a trial, but I'm the one that got rid of your fear. So
why'd I die?
Did we pass the test? How does that is that a loophole?
Something.
That's
right.
kind of that's what makes me think. That's what makes me think the fact of just her dipping, Rio mysteriously
literally just not come up. She didn't.
We left Rio alone with the corpse. That's just we'll figure out what she's doing back there later.
Right.
I mean, she still got magic, right? She could technically bring her back.
True.
That's why I was like, everybody noticed that Rio didn't come out with the body.
I do hope it's permanent though. It just raised the stakes for me.
But they said they wanted just to punish Agatha, which I guess getting belittled by your mom and your undead child is enough. They just they needed the dead baby for the finisher from the top rope. So
it wasn't a lie.
I mean, the dead baby can't give you Max Payne vibes. Just the whole crying in the background. Of the mom.
All you heard was a mama. Stop. No.
Yeah.
But I think had she gotten to that name publicly in front of I think they just wanted her to feel shame, which we were dressed like we all went to Camp Crystal Lake. I was expecting like this goofy ass show. Like I thought they were just gonna like tie her up and whip cream pie to the face or something. Like I didn't think we were gonna go this far.
By the way, whoever Shazir Zamita's hairstylist is must be the same hairstylist they had for Reva for Obi-Wan because her hair
was immaculate.
Her hair's in hair.
I think aren't those all those are wigs, baby?
Those good wigs.
I know. They're good. That's what I'm saying.
You've seen wigs that are so.
Also, is Patty LuPone just seeing the future now? Like, is she that so ravening this whole thing? Because the screaming in the kitchen and then the screaming happening now, and her saying, "I really didn't like this the first time we did it."
Hey,
I know she said the medium thing is a front, but I really think she messed around outside her element, and it's just open doors she doesn't know how to close.
It's so I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off a little bit. Her being like she said, she doesn't talk to the dead. That's the scam. She said that's the scam, talking to the dead. Her seeing the future, that's a different thing. I've seen other shows that use that same genre where the person doesn't really talk to the dead or doesn't see the future, and that seems to be like their secondary quote unquote mutation that kicks in later on, because it's like if they can't see the future, somehow they're able to talk to the dead, and they're able to do more things later on after traumatic experiences. And then vice versa is something else.
Fair point.
William
Spartan.
William.
Oh, my name is Spartan. My name ain't William Spartan, so
Spartan got nothing to do with it.
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I did say Homegirls, the drowning man did look like a segregation era doctor. Like
who Jennifer's nightmare?
He very much looked like either he was an old school doctor or part of a barbershop quartet, one of the two.
No, I believe he was a doctor who, as we know from Black history,
might have been that guy.
Yeah.
Or didn't like being shown up in his own field.
Once again, as we know from Black history.
I mean, I just feel like my question is valid because the witch trials were what, the 1600s? So like when Agatha's mom appears, she looks at Jen and is like, "And you brought your bed wench? Weird."
We can agree that we can honestly agree, especially after this episode, that Agatha's mom is not a good person.
Right. Agatha's mom sounds like Billie Jean when she wants to be.
I feel like her mom. I feel like getting the public shame. I feel like she just addressed her child publicly in front of everybody. Good Lord!
Why?
Everybody's getting a kizzy in the cup at the end of this show. Yeah, I feel like how she just faced the unborn child in front of everybody, that would have been humiliation enough because she can never drop her guard around people. But since she wanted to break the rules, it's like now you get the kid and your mom. Which at this point is like, I feel like this is punishment enough. You're getting outed like a child in front of everybody.
Right.
Not only that, her saying now you and people wonder why I don't have female friends. It says a lot. It's not just that's her being sarcastic. Like
a little bit of truth in
I've
that.
been burned before. Like, yeah, I've been burned before. I have a reason not to trust. Look what I've had to deal with.
Still, your mama come out of nowhere and saying, I should have stopped you before you came out. Damn.
I should have crossed my legs. Is that what really?
This is what we're saying now.
Swallowed you. It's crazy.
I knew he was gonna say that. Will.
I mean, did her mom have a Patty LuPone friend who was like, "This is not going to go well for you. You shouldn't have kept it."
So it makes you wonder. And the other theory that I'm still working with, and I'm sticking to the gun for this because they've already announced it. They've already announced that they're doing a spinoff. It's not a second season. They're doing another spinoff, and I think this is definitely Agatha's redemption story. This isn't Agatha the evil.
After this episode?
Oh, this is a redemption story for her.
Yeah. Because something worse than her is coming.
Yeah.
The persona is getting.
That doesn't mean that she's gonna be redemption. She's gonna be an anti-hero.
Yeah.
To me, redemption and anti-hero is two different things.
She's gonna be the one who. I get what you're saying. Yes. She's the anti-hero because of her path to where she is now, but it's a story of redemption because, especially after this episode, now you wonder, you see more now, like this is why the way she is. Your mother was a bastard.
Your mom was worse than you.
So imagine at the age that she, a full adult now, imagine the turmoil she dealt with all the way up until that point. So now her getting thrown at the stake and all this other stuff, and your mother probably just framed you.
But also at the same time, let's not forget she did give up her child for the Darkhold. So there's that.
I wonder if that's what got her put at the stake in the first place, because your parents can be completely different people when it comes to grandchildren.
But the fact that she didn't give her a choice, you obviously see the fact that she regrets doing that. So is her, and this is me thinking, is her going after the Darkhold her way of trying to stop her mother, and she had to do that, and her mother was probably trying to groom her child?
Although they kind of messed me up though, because I thought her mom would be one of the Salem 7, and turned out that she wasn't.
That part. So it becomes the chicken and the egg thing. Who did this first? Obviously, Mama Harkness started this. That's my thing. That's my theory. That's my piece.
Still trying to get her from the grave.
Can I ask some BET level drama?
Not BET level.
Is Agatha like a bastard child? Because that's a quick way to be like, oh no, this is just evil inside me. I didn't lay down with no other man. That's crazy. This is just the seed of the devil. That's what happened here. I love you,
basically.
Reggie.
So you took Mama.
Did you just compare Agatha to the woman in The Omen?
Sure.
You basically compared her to the mother of the Omen. This bastard.
I mean, it's not a bad theory to run with. She didn't ask to be here. You did it. That still makes you did it. Not my fault. You did it.
Just wow. I mean, you got
just a little Skywalker syndrome slipped up in there. That's all.
Well, maybe she had extra morning sickness with her.
Hey,
I mean, if you're a witch, does it last longer? Like instead of 9 months, it's 9 years.
I would think so. Doesn't a witch have a concoction for that kind of stuff?
Tequila.
I need you to stop.
No, I'm pretty sure they were in Prohibition days for that. So
that's moonshine.
Isn't it supposed to be castor oil or something? Anyway, can we move on?
Don't dip your toe. Don't dip your toe into the pool and run off.
Oh no, it's too cold. I don't like it.
Look, it's obviously Rio stays behind. She's mysteriously not gone up the ladder.
Right.
Team.
Or she could have, but we didn't see it.
And we're calling it what it is, Billy, because even Joe Locke has said it. It's been 2 years. I've had to keep this secret. I'm like, dude, commendable job. I'm not gonna lie, you did better than Tom Holland. He kept that secret. So he's already confirmed. Yes, he's Billy Kaplan. He's confirmed it. And now the secret is out. And we've got our Wiccan.
Yeah.
Crown and all. Mama,
I'm not intimidated by this image at all. I better bring them heifers back out the mud next episode.
It's about to be me on Halloween. That's an easy ass costume.
Yep, you're right, Daniel. He's
Wiccan.
Now I think his story is going to continue, and it's not just him getting his mother back; it's him getting his family back. He's not going to want just his mother. He loved his family. He's not going to want just his mother.
Yes, Mayhem.
Which leads to go ahead, Mayhem. What you got?
Question. What's the other brother's name?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy what?
Pickles. No, I'm fucking Pickles.
You walked into that one.
You kind of walked right into that one, but good.
That man's Paramount right now.
It is tough.
So Tommy, what? Stop laughing. Answer the question.
It's Tommy. It's his name.
I mean, he's always going by Tommy. If you want to go by, Maximoff, you want to go. I mean, that's officially.
No, my question was like, why is he Billy Kaplan? Like that? Why?
So this is where it gets confusing. We're going to go in the comic book route.
Yeah.
Strap in. Wanda created these kids, and she thought she created them out of her pure hex magic. It turns out Mephisto steps in and says, "No, heifer, you stole part of my soul. Those are my people. That's mine. Give it back." Turns out Mephisto, in his nature, actually lied. Those kids were created out of Wanda's hex magic, and their spirits / souls, whatever, once dissipated, went to 2 other separate kids. Once they came of age, mutant power kicks in. They find out, oh, wait a minute, I am not who they said I am.
So their souls went into 2 randoms.
Yeah.
Correct.
Pretty much.
That's why he's Billy Kaplan and the other one is just Tommy, like Madonna. Got it.
Cool. Supposedly, how Professor X came back in Days of Future Past.
He basically took over. He basically took over the mind of a vegetable.
Now I gave you the abridged version. To read that shit out is a totally different story.
You're a vegetable.
So I just gave you the abridged version.
The broom riding scene, was that just an ET reference, or like are we just going full?
Has to be with the full moon showing in the background.
Yeah, let's just play with it. Whatever.
I love how Patty LaPone
focus too.
Yeah, I love how Patty LaPone's like, I lived through all the witch racism, and here I am just subjecting myself to it to survive.
His actually Tommy's, I know this name. Shepherd. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm signifying the name with another fictional character. The last name.
Why? Sometimes the intrusive thoughts don't have to win, sir.
I'm gonna send him to DC School of Chaos Demonry.
Or the Brig.
Right.
Brig.
Yeah, the comic, you're right, Bama. The comic books are their descriptions for a lot of stuff that we know, they can be very very weird. It's very weird. So
it's a strange place.
Yeah. So when you see a lot of these MCU characters, well, Marvel characters come to life on screen, they have to give them a little different narrative, and it makes sense. It just makes sense to change the narrative. Look, let's be honest. In the comics, there's like 9, maybe 10 smartest people in the Marvel universe, and they have like 13,000 degrees. It just makes sense to say, let's not do that. It's going to be too damn difficult to really make sense of all of that. You know, it's going to make sense for Ultron to be created by the guy who plays with AI, not the guy who talks to insects. It just makes sense.
I mean, from a cinematic standpoint, it makes sense.
Now, if the boyfriend does end up being Hulkling, that'll be the real ass pull out the story.
Right.
Which I hope they don't do.
What did you say?
Oh, I said that'll just be a complete ass pull if they just make his boyfriend Hulkling.
That's where Mayhem got stuck. Mayhem got stuck in that term.
We know, even though it is a term we have used before and people have used in comics and nerd lore all the time, he's about to fixate on it.
Nah. I want 3 examples right now of someone saying ass pull.
I do enough digging on the show where 1,000
Deadpool, Lobo, and there's a third one. Damn it. I had a third one on the tip of my tongue.
Deadpool, he counts for twice.
Deadpool or somebody else.
I am
somebody else. And Constantine. There we go.
It was used a lot for Tony Stark just coming up with time travel for certain people.
Although he's going to say, "What do you mean, pull it out your ass?" Yeah, that's what he means.
Basically. I went into my Caucasian dictionary of terminology.
That's what happened to the PWI.
Not tvtropes.org. Ass pull.
The fact
Why
that
did
he
he
has,
really go?
wait. The fact that he has the camera off and literally announcing, he's like not under his breath.
It's like going to the Urban Dictionary on a work computer. Why?
It's like going to the potluck and finding there's Watergate salad, and we're all just like, I still don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm so sorry. What?
Wow. Watergate salad right next to raised potatoes.
While he's doing his homework, so are we confirming that her powers are really involuntary and like a knee-jerk reaction now?
Yes, she said it at the stake, but it was more when she was at the stake. It was more of a trick.
Yeah,
you know. And she even said it. She even said it earlier in the. She said it earlier in the series that I can't take it. You have to give it to me.
Hence why old girl tried to free her. She was like, aha.
But then when she genuinely seemed panicked, like she didn't want to do that to her at the end, and she was saying she couldn't control it. I'm just like, has that always been the case? It's just automatic and you can't stop it. Also, it's like 1,000 objects in here. None of y'all thought to throw a book, tackle, nothing. We just gonna let this shit happen.
That's the wild part. You would think somebody.
We went to the anime school of power-ups this episode. Everybody just sat there and let the shit finish. Nobody pulled an Aaron Yeager whatsoever.
Where she can't control it, and that there's a part of her that just likes it, like it's damn near euphoric for her.
This is the face of someone who just acquired new knowledge. That's
and we'll be using it for evil.
He'll be testing it out. He'll be testing it on his coworkers very soon.
Please don't test that theory.
Please don't.
We're still in midair.
You're like a human that just got out. Just sir, give the power time to marinate.
That supposed sounds like what happens when you don't stretch before squats.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Ass pull is how as what's her name? As Nord. That's how she ended up with Agatha.
Yeah,
all that damn
that wasn't perfect timing.
That was great.
Never fails.
Right.
Never fails.
But yeah, of course. I feel like when she was genuinely somewhat remorseful for what she did and the entire coven turned on her, every time she tries to put like the character back on, I just buy it less and less each episode. So I feel like
Well, you got to think. You got to think if just from what we've seen from her mother, you got to think if she's dealt with that all her life. So she's looking at the coven like, I don't trust her, and I damn sure don't trust none of y'all. So now I have to be this way.
If for
that's my thing, it's gonna be hard for people. You can be that way, but it's hard to be that way with a bunch of people who can look at you like, "Girl, you bullshit. Knock it off."
Yep.
Like
when you think about it,
we've seen the real you under every trial, girl. We know what you look like under there.
Have we? Because look how she acts with Teen. Like when he almost died. Look when she had her vision of the baby crying in the bassinet. When she hears her son call her, when she hears her son's name and hears his voice, that's the real Agatha.
Right.
And Agatha we've been getting, the Agatha we've been getting is the one that's just like, I'm guarded right now. I have to be guarded right now. I've been stabbed in the back too many times. I've been treated like shit for too long. I have to be this way to protect myself. And it's a toxic trait, but it is what it is.
Right, but now we've seen you unguarded so many times. We can clearly see when the fake Titan walls are back up. Like we it's gonna be weird seeing her try to keep this persona with a bunch of people that know who you really are deep down.
Right.
Even when she snapped at Teen, we were just like, "You just mad that's not your kid? Knock it off. Nobody's buying this." Also,
I mean,
you got
she
this
still treat him as such because technically he probably would have been around the same age.
Yeah, but the snap of "you're just like your mother," I'm like, where did this reveal of information come from? We just did a hard segue just now.
She's been watching it. She's been watching it. She's been watching it. She had her reservations long before. She just wasn't sure. Rio made it a little. Rio put a little bit more source behind it. Like that's not your kid.
She took some salt and just sat there and took that wound and said, "You know that's not your kid, right? Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle."
Right.
And what was her bipolar ass up to this whole episode? Like she did not want Agatha. Like if you die,
she would rather whatever history they have. It's like that lover's quarrel type thing. But she knows that about her mother. She was like, I know what I can do. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I've been involved with. But that heifer there,
right?
I know you ain't no good.
And yet disappeared. Hasn't reappeared yet.
Turn off your keyboard. Turn off your keyboard. Keep your hands up. Put your hands on your shoulder.
It's Laney's
Put your
fault.
hands on your shoulder. I need you to put your hands on your shoulder, sir. Laney.
Wow.
You catch this shot too. Jesus Christ.
Watching the playback. This is why you watch this live.
Oh yeah.
Surviving the diddler.
The diddler? Oh, I've never heard that.
I have.
The diddler. Oh, that's great.
Oh my god. This ship is sputtering at this point. I was like, it's time to sign off anyway. So whatever.
Wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.
Talk to him, Lady Mandalore.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the responsible person on this ship, but you know,
if he's around,
and I don't want it. You can find me on our brother in waiting Navy Montel on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Roomful of Blerds, where we talk Black indie comics, or at least Black led comics in general. Then we do voice acting. Sometimes we voice some of the pages from these indie comics to give them a little bit more life, to get y'all interested and pull you in. Yeah, you can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, oh god, Twitch. I started streaming again, Assassin's Creed 2. Fun. frustrating.
I appreciate your play. I appreciate your play fair. You are just as petty as I am, and I approve.
It makes my hair grow. But yeah, you can find me on all of those things under Room Full of Words. And I do voice acting, and I'm pretty good at it. I like it. It's fun. Okay, bye.
Whoopty.
You can find me at What We Frickin' Do on all socials. And if you're looking for nerdy nails, you can find me at Fresh Press by Z. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is the drippy one.
I want that so much. I saw them and I was like, oh, sparkle.
Gangster.
Nice.
Geek by Heart.
Hey, I'm at Geek by Heart on YouTube. Me and my husband do movie reactions, trailer reactions. I am currently actually streaming 3 games. So as of next week, I'll go back to 1 game per day in a sense, because I'm streaming Zelda, I'm streaming Silent Hill Remake, and I'm still streaming Hogwarts. Right now, for this week, I'll be streaming the remake of Silent Hill 2 and being scared at my wits. I love it. Next stream is Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Gafari.
So you can find me under this name on all platforms. I usually try to post every week just to keep y'all entertained. We do clips Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on this channel. So if you missed all the fun bits or can't see the fans are dwindling these days. So please feel free to check us out. We have a lot of interviews, a lot of clips. Today's episode is officially upload number 1000. So it's hundreds of hours created, thousands of hours watched, millions of clicks and gabs. So appreciate y'all. Cheers to 1,000 more. StreamYard is taxing. Please send money. I'm not joking when I tell we don't piss your dollars away. It goes into the show.
That got to get shipped for real, because God, Lord.
StreamYard sat there and said, "Run your pockets."
Fuck. Like for me, I'm like, there is no option. Oh, mayhem.
It's me. We'll be watching Cinematic Assassin. You can find me at Mayhem Media. That's MAYEHEM Media, where I talk movies, comics, and TV shows, and just utter foolishness because I feel like it. Check us out on blerds.org, where the lovely people you see on the screen contribute to the same foolishness you hear, but like in word form. So words are fun. Reading's good. Lainey's a teacher. She knows. Stuff. I'm working on, I guess I can say this now. I will be working with Jason Michael Primrose on his upcoming situationship on StoryCo. So be on the lookout for my work on The Arrival on StoryCo. And that's enough of talking about me. It's awkward. Mental health is important.
That's awkward.
You can't tell by how I am. So please take a PTO, take a deep breath, let that shit go. Have the day you deserve, everyone.
Spartan and Unsigned Obi.
Yeah. So Obi decided he wanted to come up here today because your sister's downstairs. You still having that little issue getting along with it. But anyway, Black_Spartan 615 on the social where you can usually find me, guys. Of course, show's still going on. How the Fuck Out Here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Get Bit podcast with Tafari and myself and Joe every Friday at 8:30-ish. Podcast can be seen and heard. Although the good reverend of the Church of the Blerd is not here, but still a like, a share, and a follow means everything and costs nothing. At the same time, guys, I always point out Tafari TV just because he has three videos about cons, because cons still going around. 4. Oh, there's 4 now. Okay, my bad. There's 4 videos.
So with Kira's advisement, I posted the entire thing, but I also took each part and made it its own segment. So once a month, just a little reminder to just act right.
Gotcha. For the record, if you got to be reminded once a month to wash your ass, then
that's saying a lot. But the rules still do apply. Again, cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings. It's not that freaking hard. At the same time, cosplay is for everybody. The only rule that we have is don't do blackface. Don't want your ass kicked at a con? Don't do blackface. That's simple. And just like we talked about, bringing soap and deodorant at cons is helpful, but again, it shouldn't be something that we should tell people as grown freaking adults. Clean yourselves, clean clothes, because these cons are very close-minded. You do not want your fun to come in before you do, and native deodorant doesn't work. And again, the number 3 rule I have for myself, as I have for everybody else, guys, in a world that is cold, cruel, be nice, be kind, share your fandoms, don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
I am your man on the wall, Chris Fury, captain of the ship. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to our guests. Call me Ace. Go show your support. Go get that card game. Go put it in. Get your pre-orders in now. I already have my deck, and I will be playing with that shortly. Check us out wherever you listen to your podcast. You can watch us live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on IG, Twitch, and YouTube. 1,000 uploads as of now, actually. So thank you for that. Get those numbers up, because this shit ain't cheap. Need a studio or something. I don't know. At this rate. Thank you to the crew. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to all of you out there who are watching. BZ the Voice, we stand behind you, my brother, over there in IG. We stand behind you. We wondered about that as well. Talk your stuff, man. Talk your stuff. But no, we wish everybody the best. What's going on, SplatCon? Everybody over in IG, everybody that's here in the chat and YouTube, we love it. So, with that being said, as I end with every show, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. I'm Chris Fury, and this is this dope ass crew. What about you? We're out.